Now, there's some people whom are convinced that Kamala Harris actually cares about them. But if she did, she wouldn't allow these mobs to flood across our border and harm our American citizens.
We've got another tragic story connected to the border crisis. Travis Wolf was just one day away from celebrating his 12th birthday when a woman who was in the United States illegally from Venezuela crashed head-on into his family's Jeep.
Church teacher accused of abusing several children in Montgomery County, Maryland. Tonight, immigration officials tell us he was never supposed to be in the United States in the first place, and he had already been deported twice.
Palm Beach County deputies arrested 3 undocumented immigrants in Lake Worth Beach on sexual battery charges. According to the arrest affidavit, the 3 suspects, all from Guatemala, abducted a local woman along the street and threw her inside a truck. Authorities say the men drove off and stopped at a nearby intersection where they sexually assaulted her and filmed it.
The leader of a Colombian street gang, Los Santanas, has been arrested in Texas, where he was seeking asylum. Colombian authorities confirmed that he was one of the 7 most wanted murderers in Colombia's capital.
A woman accused in Mexico of several murders and body dismemberments, even removing victims' hearts, is arrested in El Paso. The FBI says Pineda was known for extreme brutality, dismembering bodies, removing hearts, and placing the hearts in front of Santa Muerte statues.
Being here in Chicago, I've had the opportunity to chop it up with friends and family. And it's kind of like my first time being here since I've been a conservative. Like, it's been well known that I'm a conservative. So it's been pretty interesting because when I speak on taxes, I'll be like, yeah, man, these taxes are getting crazy. And they'll be like, oh, that's Trump's fault. I'll be like, yeah, man, what's going on at the border is crazy. Oh, man, that's Trump's fault, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm just going, wow, y'all really genuinely believe that this is Trump's fault? It's a plot from the Democrats in order to try to, make sure that this election goes in their favor. And they're doing their best to try to replace us because they know, man, this vote ain't gonna matter. So they doing everything that they can, and Trump is actually somebody who wants to secure the border and deport all of these people, that's crossing over this border illegally, man. And what do you think her intentions are to continue to allow this to happen? But he says, I think you mean illegals coming across the border illegally is a crime in itself. Deport them instantly. Why let them stay after committing a crime just to wait for them to commit another crime and then do it again? Now, there's crime all across America and all across the world now. In no way, shape, or form is this an excuse for these people. I'm just saying, we don't want to add to that. We don't want to just, blindly say, oh, but we can potentially use more. Like, we don't want no more problems. We don't want to add to what's already the problem, But yeah, and this is exactly what's happening, especially here in Chicago. Y'all, I got some footage. I don't have a lot of footage. I just got some footage driving through. I'm gonna put it in another video, probably when I get home. No, I'm not gonna lie. So I get it on the computer, get it loaded up, and for y'all to be able to see it. This is Kamala's America. Now, illegals now make up to 75% of arrests in tourist-heavy Midtown Manhattan. This is New York. President Trump will end this crime wave and send them home. Kamala Harris will continue to shield these criminals until they're wreaking havoc in every town in America.
This is a story that stunned me. All right, New York Post, crime and again. Migrants flooding New York's justice system, making up 75% of arrests in Midtown as pathetic sanctuary city laws handcuff cops. Midtown Manhattan is Times Square, Paul. You're well familiar with it. Yep. 75% of the crimes are migrant crimes. In Queens, it's lower. It's at 60%, but still, that's a stunning number.
And what's amazing about that is that's what's reported. All right, let's go to shoplifting, for instance. There's heavy pressure not even to report shoplifting because it raises insurance rates. It means that the security guards end up getting fired if they interdict too many incidents because the insurance companies don't want it. If you get a serious incident, the police have to shut the place down, do prints and everything else. All kinds of damage. So a lot of stuff just doesn't get reported. Additionally, among migrants, what doesn't get reported is the crimes they commit amongst themselves. Yeah. And what people don't understand is, let's take Tren de Aragua, which is the most salient aspect of criminal gangs. Venezuelan gang. Maduro wants them out. Big prison break. They're all here. He's not taking them back. They are a prison gang. They know how to do this stuff. It's in their DNA. They know how to control the migrant centers. So in these migrant centers, Randall's Island, the various ones we have around town, Randall's Island has a crime rate that is completely off the hook and completely unreported because it's internal. And who do they victimize? There's a prison gang. They know how to do this. They know how to control that territory. And who do they victimize? Women. Where are the women's groups on this? Not only the migrant women, but look at the panoply of crimes that we see that hit the headlines relative to migrants nationwide.
That's right.
As the Colorado governor tells us, you know what, you're exaggerating. It's women.
Well, it's a big story, and you're about the only person who's reporting on it.
Wow. All I can say is, wow. Somebody asks, how are the businesses in New York coping with this? The stark contrast between Trump's and Harris's approaches on this issue will likely be a major talking point as the situation continues to escalate. And that's probably one of the biggest things that I stand on is like, yo, I'm trying to make sure that America, we're protected. I don't see how people think that concept is just so wrong. Just like, hey, we got to make sure we're okay. We're all for helping people, but we can't help people at the expense of putting our people at risk. That's all we're saying. Bro, I'm literally just sitting here scrolling. I typed in migrant on X, and it's so many, man. The Irish government has closed the nursing home to make room for migrants. And I'm looking at this video. I'm not gonna show it because they're pretty aggressive, and I don't want no problem with YouTube. George just broke this tweet. I can push this up. Yeah, so right here it says a 911 call reveals that a group of 32 named I'm sorry, let me make this big. 32 armed Venezuelan migrant gangsters just took over an apartment building in Chicago. This is happening as we speak. Now, I'm in Chicago, right? I'm in Chicago, but all I can say is, yes, I have to do a follow-up video showing y'all what I've seen. Today, I'm actually going to be very intentional. I'm going to go do some journalistic work because I will be leaving here tomorrow. So I'm going to be really intentional about just making sure I get some footage that y'all get to see about what's really happening. But anyhow, let's go ahead and play this clip.
Unit 3, I'm citywide person with a gun, 6124 South King Drive. Caller says 32 Venezuelans are trespassing the building, showing guns in the courtyard, and they have motorcycles in the courtyard as well. Also, while they're filled, nothing further is unclear.
Wow. And you see at the times of that, that was at like 8 something. This is 9:05.
Hey, I'm sorry, you headed over to the shop center or to the 6124 on King for the migrants?
On King Drive.
All right, 10-4. There's another available unit to arrive at 310. We had multiple calls. Person with the gun, 6124 South King. Also came over to disturbance large gathering. Said to be 32 Venezuelans trespassing in the building property, showing guns in the courtyard. They have motorcycles in the courtway, all stairwells filled. And nothing further.
Wow.
Unit 3, I'm citywide person with a gun, 6124 South King Drive. Caller says 32 Venezuelans.
That's crazy. Okay, I didn't even realize we was over there playing it over. So yeah, y'all see this is what's going on, man. Let me see. Massachusetts then voted no on an amendment that would prioritize veterans over migrants on an emergency housing list. Wow. A brilliant woman asks, how can we show up to a troops in the spotlight after that? And then freaks out. You know what? We're not gonna play it because we're not gonna redirect it. I just wanted to show y'all the climate of everything, This was breaking the still Venezuelan joint. Yeah, let me stop right here before we see something dangerous that don't need to be on this timeline. Now, what is the plan here? What is the plot? What is the reasoning behind this? I speculate that, again, they realize that people have access to information, and people are waking up every single day in their own way, and they're threatened by that. That's a huge threat because that now means that they can't pander certain votes just off of just hoopla and rah-rah. People are actually thinking for themselves, and because of that, they're trying to, do what they can to rig. So I'm trying to figure out a way to segue into this, y'all. That's why I had a little brain fart. But the illegal migrant in New York City just admitted on video that Democrat officials told him he could vote in the upcoming election. He also said the immigration office gave him a state ID, which he thinks he can show to vote. Not my word.
This is Juan, who I found selling water right outside the Stewart Hotel.
Where are you from?
En Ecuador, soy de Ecuador.
What do you do for work here in New York?
Actualmente no, porque no tengo la documentación.
When did you get to New York?
En marzo.
March. Who are you voting for, Trump or Kamala?
Kamala.
Why Kamala?
¿Por qué Kamala?
Porque veo muchas oportunidades en ella y está más con los inmigrantes que Trump.
Do you have the plan to vote on November 5th?
Estoy en duda, en tela de duda.
Did somebody tell you that you can vote at the hotel?
O sea, por ahí me dijeron unas referencias que yo como inmigrante podía votar.
Did they tell you that you need any sort of identification to vote?
Yo, claro, como en todo país, yo tengo mi identificación aquí, pero la de la ciudad.
¿Te dejan votar con esa identificación?
Tendrá que, no tengo idea, pero tendré que consultarla.
He doesn't know. He has to consult with someone to figure out if he's allowed to do it with his license. Because he has a
Si
license.
tengo la ID de aquí.
Yeah, he has a state ID, but he doesn't know if he can vote.
Okay, how did you get your ID?
¿Cómo conseguiste la ID?
Me sacaron una cita por medio de una organización, asistí y me demoraron 15 días y me la entregaron.
And I'm so tired of, like, you know, trying to debate this issue. Just because it's clearly, you have wrong and right, bro. It's wrong and right in life, and that's wrong. Okay, you're taking the power away from the American people. You're putting the power in the hands of these illegal migrants and removing our voice. And people whom are not necessarily radical, or not necessarily conservative or Republican, could be independent, could be moderate, are speaking about these different things and being demonized as if we don't care about America, or as if we don't care about people and their situations and their hardships. But it's like, yo, we have to take care of our home. Our home is being taken over, man. I'm done with this system, yo. This is gonna be, it's a crap show, and they blurring the lines so bad that I don't blame people these days. Oh, I'm not voting. Well, you know, obviously, because I know what I know, I would encourage them to definitely do some digging, and I'll let them know that their voice is important. But generally speaking, it's everything this year is, man, I'm not voting. It's too chaotic. They got this going on and that going on. You know, this side, whoop. And I'm just looking and I'm realizing these left-wing talking points are so strong, bro. So strong, bro. You know, people, they rely, I tell my sister all the time, they rely on us not looking up information. Not just, it's us and not meaning the color. I'm just saying, if you're a Democrat, they rely on you not looking up information, because a lot of the things that they would tell me is, oh, you know, Trump Project 2025, I can't do that. Then you got Kamala, I'm like, whoa, see, that's the thing. Like, he already denounced. I can show you a Truth Social post, and I can show you a video right now of him denouncing he has nothing to do with that. But they rely on us not having access or not going to look up that information. That's what they rely on. They rely on just being able to say, this is what he's going to do. They're going to say, you're not going to go look up no information, and won't. And then they demonize him. Oh, he's trying to do XYZ with the border. And it's usually the opposite. Man, they are letting a lot of people who need to go to prison. Somebody said, there are a lot of people who need to go to prison. I'm sorry. Somebody said, what the F, how can this happen? Worst kept secret ever. If this happened to those who lied to him, should be charged. This is in reference to the last video we seen with the migrant who's saying that he may have the ability to vote. Somebody else said, this is disgusting. They will be allowed to vote as long as they think they are legal, they can. He will get over 100 million votes at minimum. Somebody said, arrest the city council, or maybe better than that. Maybe some of the citizens should have, nah, I'm not gonna say that part. Give illegals business cards with Kamala's face and DJT's name so they vote. Oh, wow. Man, it's not funny though. I'm not gonna lie. It's the only way that Dems can win. This is hard.